today. We're going to go ahead and get started. We have a full agenda that's I'll say about 40 minutes that we're going to go, and then we're going to turn it over into Q&A, and then have 5 minutes for any open-ended questions that people may have and things like that. The title of this call is The Launchpad, Igniting Excellence in Building the 2026 Playbook. Kathy is our new president for 2026, so we welcome her and we look forward to a meaningful conversation today as she shares kind of the vision for 2026. So without further ado, I will turn it over to Kathy.
Happy New Year, everybody. I know we're 12 days in, but I haven't seen some of you. So Happy New Year. Hope everyone is doing well and excited about this year because I know that I am. The first thing I want to do is to introduce our 2026 board. As Mike said, I'm the new president. Stacy Bobo-Lagan is our vice president. Laura Carruthers is treasurer. Kenya Miller is secretary. And then our general board members are Deshaun Hunter, Brian Bruner, Tony Carlock, Savannah Alphin, Taylor Claiborne, Vanessa Sims, and Jerusha Washington. And not to leave out our illustrious immediate past president is Janelle Holmes. So as a fairly new chapter, this is our first year in which we've had a past president. So we don't quite know what to do with her, but we will definitely put her to work. So I want to introduce our strategy and kind of our goals and give an outline for what we want to do this year. Our theme for 2026 is elevating excellence and expanding opportunity. So what does that mean? Well, elevating excellence speaks to the focus on professional development, continuing education, mentorship, strengthening internal leadership and operations. Also implies enhancing overall quality and impact of the chapter. Expanding opportunity addresses the vision of fostering career advancement and business growth, solutions aimed at increasing membership, promoting economic opportunity, and advocating for Black and African American insurance professionals. So what does that mean for you as chapter membership? It means we're going to have some strategic initiatives for growth and engagement. We're going to enhance membership recruitment, onboarding of our new members. We want to fortify member engagement, professional development, strengthen our internal leadership and operations so that we can operate well, effectively, and efficiently as a chapter. And then we want to be able to measure our success. We also want enhanced community influence. So all of those things are kind of what our vision, our focus is for this year. We want to be the premier professional organization for Black and African American insurance professionals in the Kansas City metropolitan area. We want to foster a vibrant, engaged community that drives career advancement and business growth. And kind of as a side note, a little kind of, our hidden agenda is we want to be chapter of the year. So that's kind of our focus. Every year at National Conference, NIA National selects a chapter of the year. And that's, they're a little sneaky about it. There's no published criteria for what that really means, but it kind of focuses on the quality of programming, membership growth, all of those sorts of things, and how we are putting forth the overall vision of NIA to diversify the insurance industry. So that's kind of what we're shooting for. We would like to be chapter of the year. And I think that if we were to achieve that, we could possibly be the youngest chapter to ever do that. I'm not quite sure on that, but that could be a thing. So that's kind of where we're headed. So for today, I am going to turn this over to our Vice President, Stacy. And she's going to go through what we're going to focus on today is kind of introducing you again to the board, because each board member chairs a committee. So they're going to talk about those committees. We're going to talk about how you can get engaged. We're going to talk about the things that we're doing in 2026. So I'm going to turn it over to Stacy.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm really excited to be here. Stacy Bobo Lagan. I am a global relationship leader with Zurich. I've been with Zurich for almost 17 years. As a global relationship leader, I'm responsible for working with a really select group of customers who are complex and global in nature. I work with them and their broker partners and my Zurich colleagues on strategies that help us retain profitable business, bring thought leadership, risk insights, and grow our partnership with those customers. I've been active with NAYA for several years, dating back to when I lived in Chicago for about 30 years. And then I joined NAYA Greater Kansas City when Janelle and Kathy built this chapter back in 2020 when I moved back to Kansas City. And I'm really honored and excited to be part of the executive board. And so really excited to have all of you here joining us and really looking forward to hearing from each of our chapter chairs on what they have planned for this coming year, and would love that you listen in, and any ideas, any feedback that you have, feel free to share that when we do our Q&A towards the end, and would love to have those committees grow and expand with new membership. So I'm not sure who wants to kick us off. I can call on a chair. I don't have the list here in front of me, but I can call on a chair. I'm going to call on Vanessa Sims, who's new to the board. Vanessa, you mind kicking us off talking about your committee? Share with us. Yeah. Should I go on to somebody else?
Nope.
Oh,
I just
okay.
needed to turn on my microphone. So
All right,
thank
cool.
you for
So
that.
tell us who
Can you hear
you
me well?
are. Yeah. Tell us who you are,
Yes.
where you're from, and
Yes,
then tell us about your committee, please.
absolutely. My name is Vanessa Sims. Hello, everybody. I am employed at the Wholesale Specialty and Insurance Association, better known as WSIA, located here in Kansas City in the Briarcliff area. I've been the director of talent and culture there for 4.5, this will be my 5th year. And loving doing the work that I do. You might say, what's the director of talent and culture? That used to be called DE&I. So today it's talent and culture, and I've been a member of NAYA KC for a couple of years, and done some presentations for the group, for the chapter locally, and now am the lead, or the committee lead, for the emerging leaders. So I would love to share with you what the emerging leaders objectives are for 2026. And I was going to try to share my screen, but I don't see a share button here. So I'm going to read these to you, and I might put these in the chat. We're going to be doing some exciting things. You know, Kathy mentioned earlier about elevating excellence and expanding opportunity as our theme for the year. So one of the ways that we will do that is to equip our members through something we call a professional empowerment series. It is a series of 4 45-minute to 60-minute sessions on topics that we believe that will help to equip our chapter members in their efforts to elevate their own excellence and to expand opportunities, their career opportunities, and prepare themselves for opportunities that may come their way. So there are 3 strategic objectives for this year that we are looking for committee members or volunteers to join the committee to help us execute on these. The first one is design and promote professional development sessions available to NAYA KC members. And I just mentioned there are a series of 4 sessions that are 45 to 60 minutes long each. And we're looking at making these a group of sessions. So it's not like you can attend one and not the other. The idea is, with these bundled sessions together, they do a lot to help equip you in your career development, whether it's getting better in your own role, your current role, or looking for other roles. The 4 topics in each of this series. First one is managing your professional brand. The second is building your network, professional network specifically. The third one is being your authentic self. We know we might have challenges being our authentic selves in corporate America. There are ways to do that, and ways to help us get comfortable being our authentic selves and showing up as our authentic self in corporate America. And the fourth one is maximizing mentorship, not matching you with a mentor, not any of that. It's maximizing a mentorship, whether you are a person looking for a mentor. How do I find that person? How do I make the ask? How do I manage my sessions or the time that I spend with a mentor? And then if you're a person that wants to mentor others, we'll give you guidance on how to do that as well. We're looking for each of these sessions as a bundle to occur either the month of April or the month of September. The third objective is that at the end of the series of sessions, we receive written feedback from 70% of the participants that they took away at least 1 to 2 ideas or resources from this series that will help equip and empower them in their success in the insurance career. So those are the 3 objectives: promote the series, deliver the series of 4, and to get that feedback that says, yes, I walked away with something I can use. That's our objectives for 2026 for the emerging leaders.
Great. Thank you, Vanessa. Any quick questions for Vanessa? Or you could save those till we're talking as a group. No quick questions? All right. Thank you. Appreciate that. So with those great programs that you have planned, why don't we move to our programs chair, Mike Wallace, and you share with us a little bit about yourself, Mike, first, and then your committee.
Yep. Good afternoon, everyone. Mike Wallace. Been in the insurance industry probably 25 plus years. Work at WTW as an associate director. And what that actually does, anytime that we have a client, middle market client from 400 lives up to 5,000 lives, they decide to go out to market for the life and disability RFP, they come to my team and we send it out to our carrier partners to get quotes. So again, that's for life, disability, and leave. Been with NIA for, I think this is my 3rd year, going on my 3rd year. Had an opportunity to speak at NIA National Conference last year and also at the regional forum here in Kansas City both in 2025. So glad to still be a part of NIA and be on the board this year. Programs so far for first quarter, what we have on the calendar, and we have not started on second quarter yet, but for first quarter, if you are looking for volunteer opportunities, we have MLK Day at Habitat for Humanity, I believe. Last I checked, we had about 5 to 8 spots open. So if you're looking for something to do, if you're off work and don't have anything to do and you want to get out and, give back to the community, again, we do have some spots still available. Then we have Black History Month. That's slated for February, I believe, 25th, just going off the top of my head. And then we also have a couple of programs in March. One is for Women's Month only. Women's Month. One is a sip and paint for women only for our ladies in the chapter. And then the other one will be a panel session with Stephanie Robinson and I believe it's Leah Hudson at CBiz that is slated for March 19th. So again, programs, they are there. We encourage you to sign up early because space will fill up. But more importantly, before the end of the call, I would like to hear from our members, what is it that you want to get out of the programs? What are some things that you want to see from NIA in 2026 that you haven't seen in the past so that we make these programs meaningful to you all? It's easy for us to just come up with some programs and put them on the calendar and say, hey, here we go, we're doing this. And then we don't have very much participation. And so I'm going to challenge each of us on this call to send me at least 2 items or 2 ideas that they would like to see from the programs committee in 2026 so I can make sure that when we have our programs, they are very meaningful and actionable for you and your career. That's it for the programs committee.
Great. Thank you, Mike.
Yeah,
All
I can go
right.
next, Stacey.
Wait, no, I didn't ask you to go next, man.
Well, our membership, about time we get to me, everybody's going to cover membership. But go
I
ahead.
would like Savannah to go next, please. Talk about the agent roundtable. Thank you. And then you could be prepared, Deshawn, to go after Savannah. Okay. Thank you. Savannah.
Thank you, Stacey. Good afternoon, everyone. I am Savannah Alphin. I am the chair of the Agents and Engagement Committee. I'm also a Travelers employee on the commercial surety or bond side. So if there are anybody out there in bond, hello and welcome. I think, as I know, I might be the only one. So love to meet more bond surety people. But for the agents and engagement part, this year, really want to focus on bringing you guys into the fold as far as what you guys need for on your side as agency side. A lot of us are kind of more so on the company side, so I would love to have or get ideas from you guys on what you guys are needing for your side to help involve your career. I'm thinking right now CE classes. So if you know anyone that is CE trained and can then teach some of those classes, please send me their information. I know I am CE certified, but I'm limited only to the world of bond and surety. So if you guys know anyone on the PL side, claim side, please send me their information. Also, right now, I'm looking to potentially get a golf scramble on the calendar. Insurance industry is very, very big in golf. And so I know sometimes when I'm out there myself, I do not tend to see a lot of people of color. So I want to kind of get us more involved when it comes to the golf courses. Ladies, if you are not a big golfer, have no idea what you are doing, don't worry. We can also do a teaching class as well too. So I want to get us more involved in the golf industry and the golfing world since that is big in the insurance industry, and just make sure that we're not missing out on those opportunities to connect, because a lot of the important conversations and business deals are done on the golf course.
Great.
That's it.
Thank you, Savannah. Now that we've talked a bit about how we want to engage our members, let's talk to our members or hear from our membership chair on how we're going to retain and grow the membership. Deshawn?
Thank you, Stacy. I'm Deshaun Hunter. Work with Stacy at Zurich. Been here going on 4 years. Ultimately, the head of property underwriting optimization. Said shortly, profitability. Um, Been with Naya for 3 years now, so it's been a pleasure. Second year on the board, and as Stacy mentioned, I am the head or the chair of the membership committee. Thank you, Brian, for a good transition and handoff. Brian was the head last year. Ultimately, as several people touched on, we can't do it without you. Everyone on the call is a member, so we really want to engage you and really kind of thinking about 2026. What's our value proposition? So tying back to what Mike said, I do challenge everyone to say, hey, what's in it for me, right? What is your goal for being a member this year, and how can we help you achieve that goal? Is it the programming, which comes to your personal development? I see golf, right? That becomes a social activity. So how to navigate, in the walls and outside of the walls if you're in sales, playing golf and building relationships. But ultimately, what do you want to see? Whether that's mentorship, whether that's training, development, um, your current role or future roles. We have people on the team, all walks of life, whether that's accountant to lawyers to underwriting and claims. So again, there's someone on the team where you can get feedback, whether that's personal development, coaching your teams, etc. So really, I look at all members as being part of the membership committee. Is definitely an open door. All feedback is welcome. And again, just kind of like Mike said, if you're interested in being part of any committee, let us know. The membership committee, we work closely with the programming and then also with some of our volunteer activities. So looking forward to working with everyone this year.
Great. Thank you, Deshawn. I'm going to ask that marketing, nominations, and then we'll end with finance. But next, Taylor, can you share with us who you are, where you work, a little bit about yourself, and then information about your committee?
Sure. So my name is Taylor Claiborne. I'm the Senior Manager of Inclusion and Engagement for Shelter Insurance Companies. I'm currently based out of Columbia, Missouri. I've been with Shelter for almost 9 years now, and in my current role for 5 years next month, which is crazy to think about. I work in the DEI space and the overall employee experience. I've been a NIA member for about 3 years now, and this is my second year serving on the board. And I'm the marketing and public relations chair for 2026. So our responsibility is to communicate information out to everyone on behalf of the chapter. So we create flyers, announcements. We work on what you see on our chapter website. And then we also handle everything related to all of our social media channels. So currently working with LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram, and then also our YouTube channel. So this year, just looking to really be able to support our chapter goals through various storytelling. Just looking for different ways to be able to communicate the value of our organization. So this group has so many great ideas, events, and people that are involved in the chapter. So really just figuring out different ways to be able to communicate all of those opportunities and all of that value to you all. So have some really great content planned for you all to be able to engage with, to be able to see all of that. So if you all have any desire to help tell those stories, want to work with social media, or just want to flex some creative muscles, let me know. Also, if you have any ideas or things that you want to see in the communications or the marketing space, please feel free to reach out. Just wanting to make sure that we're providing you with whatever it is that you may need in this space. So.
Great. Thank you, Taylor. Appreciate it. Next, Jerusha, share with us who you are, where you work, and information about your committee, please.
I am Jerusha Washington. I work at Sun Life. I've been in the industry for 14 years. I work in compliance right now. I have for the last 11 years. And I'm not a compliance professional, but I professionally do compliance work. So I find my joy in things like this. So here I am at NIA. And this is my second year serving on the board. This year I am the nomination and election chair, and every November we hold elections. My goal this year is to get out information to our membership. So if all of the people who preceded me are successful in their goals, hopefully I'll be successful come October when we are promoting the next people who want to join the board. So if we're active and engaged in our membership and we're educating them on the value of NIA, hopefully we'll have a competitive slate because we all love democracy. So I'm looking to get people active and engaged and interested in stepping into some of our shoes. We will have a few seats open this year. So stepping into some of our shoes to kind of drive NIA into the future. So our goals this year is just education early and education frequently. So you'll hear me talking about what it means to be on the board and providing a timeline for nominating people who, maybe they don't see their potential, but you do, because you don't have to be self-nominated. Like you might see somebody at meetings and they're speaking up and they don't see it for themselves, but you see it for them. So I'll be kind of tapping all of the members on the shoulder to say, hey, what have you seen? Who do you think would be good for the board? And our goal this year is just to get some fresh perspective on how we run the nominations.
Great. Thank you, Jerusha. Appreciate it. And finally, we'll hear from Laura, our finance chair. Laura, tell us who you are, a little bit about yourself, where you work, and information about your committee.
Perfect. Thanks, Stacy. Laura Carruthers. I'm the Workplace Experience Director at Intrepid Direct Insurance. I'm going on 4 years with this organization. I help support employee engagement initiatives as well as other strategic initiatives just to move the business forward and get our folks the things they need to be most successful in their roles. Going on my second year as part of the board, and Intrepid has been a corporate partner of the GKC chapter since 2023. So that's very exciting. We're very proud of the partnership that we have with our chapter here in Kansas City. As chapter treasurer, I serve as the chair of the finance committee. It's not a coincidence that both fun and finance start with the letter F. So, we are the fun committee for sure. We're responsible for all the financial affairs of the chapter, including preparing the annual budget, forecasting future financial positions, and then ultimately reporting the chapter's financial condition to the board of directors. So if any of that checks some boxes for you, reach out to me, let me know if you might be interested in joining the finance committee.
All right. Thank you, Laura. Appreciate that. We did add a committee this year, so I don't want to forget Brian. Brian, share with us who you are, where you work, and share with us this new committee we've added.
All right, thank you. Good afternoon, everybody. Brian Bruner. I'm with Zurich as well, along with Stacy and Deshaun. I'm an executive underwriter on our construction casualty team, but I've been in the industry 16, 17 years now, so claim adjuster turned underwriter. So majority of that being in underwriting. But I am a part of the ad hoc committee for community engagement and volunteerism, and essentially, we work hand in hand with the membership committee as well as the programming committee uh, for the ideation and the logistical components of setting up the various volunteering opportunities and we choose to engage within the community. So Mike kind of touched on what we're doing here for Q1, working with Restore, which is a component of Habitat for Humanity. We've been doing that for what I can recall the past 3 years. So we have a really good relationship with Habitat for Humanity. We've even done some builds for them in the past as well. But this year we're working at the Restore location, which essentially provides whatever you would need to finish a build out for a home. You know, they provide, you know, sinks, faucets, paint, furniture, anything to finish a home. People from the community that utilize the services of Habitat for Humanity can go in there and get whatever they need for their homes. So excited about that coming up here, volunteering for MLK Day. The goal here for 2026 is to have a volunteering opportunity available for our membership in each quarter, at least one opportunity, and some will have more than one. But for Q2, we're teeing up an opportunity with City Union Mission. We have relationships there, ties there, so we're looking to get involved with them. Q3, we'll look to work with Ronald McDonald House. Once again, we worked with them last year and had a really good experience serving up dinner for the folks that take advantage of those services for Ronald McDonald House, basically helping youth that are going through some medical struggles. So providing a hot meal for the families that are utilizing the services for Ronald McDonald House. That was a really good time there and good experience. And finally, Q4, we're looking to work with the Veterans Project. We have a few veterans on the board and or folks that have veterans in their family. So we're going to look to have a project in conjunction with the Veterans Project sometime in November, correlating with Veterans Day. Um, and finally, we just want to continue our collaboration with the UMKC Black Alumni Association. Stacy is the president of that association, so easy connection to make there, staying engaged with our local university. Uh, Also, that's brought about a relationship with the UMKC Math Academy, which Stacy and Deshaun participated with last year, speaking to the youth part of that organization. In addition to that, there's also another organization, the UMKC Men of Character Academy, who we've collaborated with a couple of times now over the past couple of years, and brought in some new membership hopefuls, you know, through that organization. So basically exploring, or at least expanding, you know, their horizons in terms of the opportunities that are available in the insurance industry, and that's exactly what NIA is all about. So, so creating opportunities for our membership, basically to directly engage with the youth in our community and share our career knowledge and speak to the opportunities that are available here in the industry, and hopefully creating a pipeline, a new membership, and a new entrance into the industry. So if you're interested in any of that, definitely feel free to reach out and hit that info email, and I'll put my email in the chat as well if you want to reach out to me directly if you have any ideas you want to add and or participate in any way. So thank you.
Great. Thank you, Brian. Again, if there are any questions, why don't we save those to our Q&A, but want to encourage everyone who is participating in this call today to get involved. We can only do so much with the resources that we have. We're all super busy, of course, because we're all A-type people, right? We all want to be involved in our communities, involved with our work and with our families and all of those things. However, it takes a village, right? And so we are a village, and there's no us without you. And there's, again, lots of talent and diverse experience and a knowledge among this board, among this committee, among everyone who's participating today. And there's a lot more of our NIA potential membership talent out there that we need help reaching, right, and getting involved. So we can fortify one another, bring more talent into our industry, And most importantly, or as importantly, practice our leadership, our project management, our presentational skills, our golfing, all of those things, so that when we turn back out into our jobs, we are shining even brighter. And we're shining even brighter because we've got the support of our Black and Brown colleagues, right? So looking forward to having everyone consider a committee that you can join and having you contribute your talents and your gifts, and us achieving what Kathy wants to achieve, us becoming chapter of the year sooner rather than later. So thanks out to all the committee chairs for sharing that information. And then if there are any questions for our chairs, we'll look to get those a little later in the discussion today.
Thanks, Stacy, for all of that. Thanks, everyone, for giving your committee spotlights. Hopefully, all of you found or heard something that you might be interested in. I strongly urge you to consider joining a committee. One thing that, it's more than just being on a committee. It's about, kind of like Stacey said, it's developing leadership skills. A lot of us want to move into leadership positions within our companies, but if you're not a manager, it's like, how do you get those leadership skills and show that your company that you have those skills? This is a perfect opportunity for that. Being involved in committees, project management, mentorship, all of those things, just being involved will help you professionally, not just within NIA, but at your job as well. So I am going to turn this back over to Deshaun for just a moment, because I want him to talk more about our membership, some of the event surveys we have, some of the incentives that we're going to have for members. I know it's like there's always a survey and feedback, but honestly, this is your chapter. And without your voice, we don't know what you want. We don't know what you want to hear. We don't know what you want to attend, where you want to go with this. So Sean's going to talk a little bit more about some of the member exclusive events and incentives and different things. So Deshaun.
Yeah. So, I mean, like I say, definitely opportunities. Ultimately, we want to make sure everyone gets out of this what they're looking for and more, right? Again, we've sent out surveys over the years, and really the response has not been what we would like, which allows us to only give you guys what we think you want. So again, I think that's a huge opportunity. One where, we email the communications out when there's an activity throughout the year, and usually we send, like I say, 1 or 2 surveys. Whenever we have programming, there's a survey. So again, that's one opportunity to provide feedback if you attend that activity. How was the programming? Is there anything you like to see differently or better for the next event? But ultimately, this first quarter, probably within the next few weeks, we'll be working on a survey. Again, just trying to capture insights from our membership group. What you heard so far, is that on par with what you're looking for? If not, please provide feedback and opportunities. And really, the biggest way of doing so outside of membership or surveys is joining various committees. Taking action. If you're not seeing what you would like to see, join the appropriate committee of doing so. But again, we'll be sending out a survey and looking at, ultimately having a little bit of competition, who may complete the survey the quickest, and ultimately doing a gift card, trying to drive just a response. So again, that gift card may be $50 or it may be a little bit more, a little bit less, might be to your favorite pizza place or restaurant, could be a spa day or something like that. So really working on what that may look like. But like I say, really looking just to engage our membership. So I think, like I say, partnering from a membership standpoint, everyone here is a member. Again, partnering with our programming, partnering with our volunteers, and just looking for opportunities to continue to grow our organization. And so just looking for that feedback from everyone.
Thanks, Deshaun. Okay, so before I turn this over back to Stacy, I want to remind everyone of where you can stay connected with us. We have a website, It's what is the website? NIAGKC.com or .org. Savannah, help me out.
It's .com. .org is National's website.
Yes. Okay. So if somebody would put that in the chat, I can't type and talk at the same time. So we have our chapter
Thank you,
website.
Taylor.
We have, and on that website, you will find links to our Facebook page, LinkedIn page, Instagram page. We also have a YouTube channel where you can watch videos of past programming. And as we do programming, have it recorded, those will be posted on our YouTube page. So there's lots of different ways to stay in contact. As a member, we also have a GroupMe channel. And y'all should have received an email from me that had that link to the GroupMe channel. That is an opportunity to engage directly with other members. It is only members in that group. It's an opportunity to meet each other, talk through things, give suggestions, ideas, networking, whatever. Just having a conversation. It's another opportunity for us to stay connected. So lots of different ways there to be connected within the community. I also want to let everybody know NIA is growing. It is growing by leaps and bounds. We have over 3,300 members now. We have, I think we just chartered 4 more chapters. So I think we're up to 33 or 34 chapters across the country. The goal is to have 50 chapters and 5,000 members by 2030. And we are well on our way. So that is a very large community of insurance professionals across the country. And lots of ways to take advantage of that. But one that comes to mind for me right now, because it happened recently, was a friend of mine who had lost her job due to downsizing. She reached out to her NIA contacts, and within a week had about 5 interviews set up. All because of who she reached out to, all because she was a NIA member and reached out and said, hey, I need some help. And the community came together for her. Some people didn't even really know her. They just like, hey, you're a member of NIA and here you go. So being in this family, being in this association, it's like there are people willing to support, encourage, and help you in any way possible. And if you go to National Conference, it is just a big family reunion. We have so much fun. So I encourage you to do that. This year we will be in Charlotte. It is the 3rd week of September, I believe is the dates. Sometime around June, you'll see the registration links and things like that for that. But I'm gonna turn this back over to Stacy for kind of a final thing here, and we can start taking questions from you.
Thanks, Kathy. So we're interested in hearing from you on what you've learned today and what you think about what was shared, why you're here, how you plan on getting involved. Just want to hear from some members that have joined us today. And I don't want to resort to putting anybody on the spot by calling on anyone.
But she will, trust me. If you're
But I
not
will.
comfortable, coming up, put your questions in the chat. That's fine too.
But again, remember, this is all practice and this is a safe space. So
yes.
we'd love to hear from some members. If this is your first time joining a meeting, how about answer the question, how you learned about NIA, how you became a member, how long you've been a member, because we're curious. We do have some members who are members because of sponsorships of their companies. We have some members who have some experience in other regions, like myself, coming from Chicago. So really interested in hearing how you've come to be here today. Who wants to go first?
I'll go.
Awesome.
So my name is Roshana Mutai. I work for Avant Specialty Benefits here in Kansas City. We are a GA that specializes in all things non-medical ancillary. So from procurement to communication services to leave management, executive benefits, stop loss, all of the things. I heard about NIA. I actually saw a post on LinkedIn from the national chapter. It was probably about a year and a half ago. and saw actually, I don't know, Kansas City was continuing to grow, and obviously being a resident here in Kansas City, just decided to join last year. And so went to the national conference last year. I haven't had the opportunity of meeting everyone in person. I met some of you at the conference last year, had a great time at that experience. And honestly, just being in the insurance industry for almost 20 years. My mom's in the insurance industry. I have a lot of friends that are in the insurance industry that are people of color. And so looking for a place to gather with like-minded people, to learn, to develop, to grow, and just have a safe space. So really excited about all the things that y'all are talking about this year and looking forward to getting involved.
That is a really exciting. So there are a couple of things I heard you say. One, you learned about NAIA about a year and a half ago when you saw a post about national. Okay. Two, I heard you say you have quite a few friends, family in the insurance industry. Okay. Three, you went to that conference. Now, I don't
Yes,
want to.
I had a great time. So I won't put Tiffany on the spot, but she joined my team almost a year ago. And so one of the things that we talked about, like as soon as she joined our team, was like Naya, but like I had not been, present at anything. I had seen, posts on LinkedIn through the Kansas City chapter and things like that. And so it was an opportunity for her and I to go. We actually found out that a colleague of ours out of our Denver office is a board member. And so he found Tiffany because our parent company became a corporate sponsor this year. And so we connected with somebody that we never knew within our own company. And then a friend of mine that works on the pharmaceutical side, I'm like, hey, you want to go with us? We've never been. And so he's not a member, but he's like, sure. So he came along and had a great time. So we enjoyed ourselves. It was a lot of fun.
Wonderful. There's a testimony right there without even asking for one of some benefits of being a member of NAIA. And I won't steal your thunder, but I know when I walk into the room and see 1,500 Black people who are in this industry, how empowering that is, and how more empowered I feel when I come back to my space and walk into a room where there's quite the opposite where I work every day. So thank you for sharing,
Absolutely.
Rashonda. Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So before I move on to somebody else like Julie, those friends and family members, invite them to become NAIA members. I know that you will because of that energy and enthusiasm. And then it's up to us, this committee here, to keep them engaged and to retain them. But please share with them information about our next meeting and events. And then again, it's up to us and Deshawn and the membership committee, which we're all part of that committee, just because we're members, to keep them here. So thank you, Rashonda, for sharing that. Julie, I saw a comment that this is your first meeting. You want to share with us a little bit about who you are yourself and how you got here? Oh, I think you might be on mute, although your thing doesn't say mute, but we can't hear you. Okay. How about someone else while Julie's figuring out her microphone situation?
I'll go. My name is Stacy Smith, and I work for Shelter Insurance Companies as Vice President of People Resources. I've been in the industry 30 plus years. I'll just leave it at that. Long time. I learned about NAIA probably 10 years ago when our then CEO, who was really active in the DEI space and helping Shelter get more engaged in that space, had met former Executive Director Margaret Red somewhere in an airport or something. And so he brought that back to me in my role that I was doing with DEI for the company. And so that's where I first started getting involved on a kind of a high level, doing some of the programming that they did. And during COVID, they did some stuff, virtually. And so I got involved that way. Kind of picked it back up more recently with Taylor Claiborne and her involvement. And so she had asked me about it, shared what I knew about my experiences with it, and encouraged her to be involved. And so I thought, I got to be more involved if I'm going to encourage someone else to to do that. And so I'm excited. I also have known Brian Bruner for a number of years. He actually, many years ago, was an intern at shelter insurance companies, and so knew that he was involved as well. So I'm excited to be involved with the chapter and see what I can learn and see what I can add as well.
Awesome. I love that, Stacy. See what you can learn and what you can add. So thank you for sharing that. Appreciate it. Um, I want to shout out Larry, who just joined the meeting. Real quickly, Larry was part of the Travelers team, or not Travelers, but you were part of the team that kind
The
of helped.
formation team,
Okay,
the development
the
team.
formation team. So Larry, if you
Mhm.
could just real quickly introduce yourself and where you're at today, who you are, and why you were part of that formation team.
Yeah, good
Good to
afternoon,
see you.
everyone. Great to see all the familiar faces. Yeah, so currently I'm at Hub International. Coming up, it'll be a year in March. So previous to that, I was with Farmers Insurance for about 19 years and got connected with Janelle, Kathy, and the kind of the core group when we were looking at kind of standing this up around the COVID timeframe. So it was part of the initial kind of group after they had gotten the wheels in motion and all of that. So just had an opportunity to really get in the ground roots level, be active, and just understand the value and the potential that we could have within the metro. Um, I, I, the last couple years, so I was part of a mass reduction in force in farmers insurance. So a couple months prior to my 20-year anniversary, my entire team was let go from farmers insurance. So from there, I was kind of in transition and kind of considering things outside of the insurance industry. But um, and so th- that kind of leads up to um, I haven't been as engaged or as visible with Naya, so that's kind of where you're seeing some of the chat going on. But a lot of these individuals had opportunity to really work with and get to know and enjoy being with them. But definitely, I've always seen the value and the need in the Kansas City, greater Kansas City area. So and with that, the relationships too that I've built, Brian, Stacy, folks that even though I haven't been connected the past couple of years, as I've been kind of figuring things out, been connected with those folks, meeting up for lunch, things like that, and even Laura too, with a resource to kind of help me with transitioning some things as I was looking for opportunities. So, to Stacy's point, it is definitely a community to where even though things had kind of changed for me, I still had some folks I could consider friends and resources that I've been happy to be connected with. And now I'm at a point too where I'm getting a little bit more settled in understanding my capacity with my new role, my new organization, and I definitely still want to see how I can contribute to NIA. So looking to this year to get re-engaged to, see how I can contribute and really, continue to get the word out, socialize what all the great things NIA has to offer. So sorry I was late, but great to see everybody and good to get to meet anyone that I haven't met yet. So
Great. Welcome
yeah,
back, Larry.
thanks. Yeah, thank you.
So I'm not sure if Julie, looks like we lost Julie, did we?
I can go next. If
Okay.
Julie's not
Yeah.
back. So my name is Valeria Williams. I was actually introduced to Naya by Evelyn Boswell. She works for the NAIC, and I am the Chief Operating Officer for NIPR. And so our companies kind of work hand in hand. I've been in insurance in some form without ever having sold insurance for my entire career. So for about 26 years, I worked with what's Pearson now, one of the examination vendors. And then after that, worked for about 13 years as a director on the regulatory side with the Maryland Insurance Administration. And so now at NIPR, I kind of have oversight over our customer experience, finance, and business operations departments. And I'm just excited to finally find an organization where, I have peers that are similar to me in background and interest and kind of express the same desires to get more of us in the industry in different ways and really, really want to continue to have people understand that insurance is just not selling insurance. Like there are so many other ways that you can provide meaningful contributions within corporations. And so I'm just excited to be here. I did attend the national conference. I joined about 2.5 years ago and just was not as intentional as I needed to be about making time and space to really fully participate. And so that's my commitment this year. And so hopefully I can lend myself to whatever mission or committee, and then also kind of gain some valuable insight that I can take back and use within my company too. So thank you for having me.
Great. Thank you, Valeria. Wonderful, wonderful. Really appreciate everyone sharing. I mean, just those few introductions, we've got diversity in companies, diversity in talent, diversity experience and knowledge. This is a wealth of information. If we all just give a little bit, then we can do a lot. So looking forward to working with everybody. Sorry we couldn't quite hear from everyone. I know we're coming up on the end of the hour, and I want to make sure that Kathy has a chance to kind of tie things up. And unless, Kathy, we have time to hear from one or two others, I'll pass it on to you and look forward to seeing everyone at the next meeting and next event. Thanks again.
Absolutely. Thanks, Stacy. Thanks, everybody. So now, that we've kind of reached the end of this program, if you will. And I have a direct ask that you sign up for a committee. You can either let us know right now by putting your name in the chat. You can send an email to info@niakc.org. If you have further questions about a committee, we will put you in contact with that committee chair. I know a lot of people are concerned about, how much time is it going to take? Do I have time to do this? And that's always a concern because we have real jobs, right? We have our day job they pay us to do. We have kids, we have community involvement, we have all the things. So if you're interested, you just have some questions maybe about how much time a committee takes, whatever, please let us know. Please reach out. This chapter and the committees, the programming, it's only as good as all the people who put the work in and help to make it better. Even if you just want to volunteer, maybe you're just thinking, well, I don't have time for a committee, but I will help out. I will help plan something, or I will help, set up something. Let us know that. Thank you, Valeria. Appreciate you. And Julie, she put in the chat, she's got 10 years in insurance, lives in Omaha. Hi, Julie. Nice to meet you. So I know some folks have got to go, but again, info@niakc.org. If you have questions, want to join a committee. Thank you, everyone, for attending. Thank you for your comments and engagement. Hope that you have a great week, and we will see some of you on Monday as we volunteer, and the rest of you we hope to see in February for our Black History Month programming.